What up, Bird Gang family? Welcome to Delco. Your boy JT back. I wanted to do that video that I promised I was going to do. Basically, a continuation on everything I was talking about this morning, or some of the things I was talking about this morning. But let's get into the breaking news for today. Nakobe Dean is going to be out for a few weeks, with a foot injury. And I mentioned earlier about what y'all should already know about how thin our linebacking corps is. And the thing with injuries, they can, now this isn't a total derailment of our team, but I do want to talk about, the roster, the lack thereof of suitable, replacements for when things like this happen. So we'll start there. It's like I said earlier, I totally expected, High Roseman to make a move for, a veteran linebacker, not just a body, that could take up space, somebody that can actually come in playing this defense and, be the glue, so to speak. Just like he did last year with, C.J. Garner-Johnson, like how he's, at the safety position, and how he's done in years past. We got lucky with a Nigel Bradham back in 2016. It worked out all well for us. There's just so much going on in my head. Pardon me if I go all over the place because, I've been thinking about this stuff all day. This season isn't about, being good enough just to make it back to the playoffs or to win a round. The expectation is to get back and finish the job in the Super Bowl. And, you look around the NFL, you totally saw some things yesterday from other teams. And listen, let me put something else out there. I said this morning that the things that I was concerned about going into the season reared their ugly head yesterday in yesterday's game. I don't do the obligatory, it's just one game, they'll flip the switch and turn it on. It does not work that way. And everything I was worried about showed itself. Now, Jalen Hurts, that wasn't the Hurts that, we're accustomed to, having. I still can't believe he put the ball on the ground late in the fourth quarter like that. I didn't like the, play calling period yesterday. Brian Johnson, I really hope this isn't a situation where this guy, has bit off more than he can chew and really doesn't know how to use these players. The running back. So I was Rashad Penny inactive yesterday. I've been fed all summer long about these additions of DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. And we got what we got yesterday. Listen, I don't mind Gainwell at all. He ran pretty good, especially on that opening drive. The Patriots couldn't really stop him on that first drive. But you can't go through a whole offseason, feeding us all of these positive vibes about these additions. You make Rashad Penny inactive. You only give DeAndre Swift, maybe 2 carries yesterday. It's just frustrating. Like I said, I'm not a guy, a glass half full type of guy. I look at what I see, and I speak my mind on it. Just because I'm speaking critically of the team or certain decisions doesn't mean I'm against the team. That's total nonsense. But the bottom line is, I look at yesterday, at one game, and my mind's will bring something now. The Dallas Cowboys, in which, oh my goodness, let me tell y'all, the bandwagon Cowboys fans out here in the Philly area, boy, they were out in full force. There are people on my Facebook that I haven't seen on Facebook in like 2-3 years that are Cowboys fans, but boy, were they present and accounted for today. Oh my goodness. But like I told y'all yesterday, I told you that the Cowboys are going to be the Eagles' biggest obstacle. San Fran looked really good yesterday too, but Cowboys, that defense, not so much the offense. I'm not worried about, well, no, that's actually a lie. I do have to be concerned when we play Dak Prescott. Because like I said, he's beaten us down so many times. The Dak factor is definitely there. But that defense, I mean, I hope and prayed that Dan Quinn would have gotten another job somewhere, maybe a head coaching job, because I saw what he was building. I mean, even last year, the Cowboys defense was really good last year. They played well enough in that 49ers game in the playoffs to win that game. The defense did. The offense just didn't come through. But man, I was. We saw last night what I've been envisioning this whole time, and the Dallas Cowboys, they are definitely ahead of us in defense, and which swings back to our defense. The linebackers. Mac Jones. Just connecting in the middle of the field. He was looking like, in certain spots, he looked like he was Tom Brady in certain spots, not the whole game, but in certain spots. Like I said, our pass rush. I went back, I rewatched a little bit when I got home about an hour ago. I went back and I watched some stuff. Hassan Reddick, and I said this in a video I did this morning. He doesn't get respect from the referees. I mean, he was held and pulled so many times in that game. I mean, it's not even funny. But encouraging things. Jordan Davis, the big man. I wanted to see. He showed me exactly what I wanted to see in the game yesterday, and that's what we're going to need. And then Jalen Carter, salute. I mean, I really love this tandem that we have going forward, with these two guys anchoring that defensive line. The secondary, I think Slade, he had the pick six, which was good. I think Slade played good. Bradbury, he probably had a few plays he liked to have back. Justin Evans, he took a couple bad angles, got out of position a couple times. Reed Blankenship, Blankenship, he made a few plays yesterday. But that back seven is a concern. Now they did sign, Rashaan Evans. I don't really know nothing about Rashaan Evans, other than what I just read today, that he was a first-round pick of the Tennessee Titans back in 2018. He did start, I think, every game for the Atlanta Falcons last year. So in the next, maybe a little bit later on tomorrow, I'll dig in and see what else I can learn about him. But is this about to be one of those situations where we're playing linebacker shuffle? I'm assuming that Nicholas Morrow is going to be called up from the practice squad in order to, take Nakobe Dean's place. Rashaan Evans, you can't really expect him to come in. He doesn't know the defense or the playbook, so that may take some time. But this is what I feared the entire time, and let me also say this, during the off season, my fellow Eagles content creators and fans alike, I mean, they were so excited, about many different things. Now, I'm not one to, be a Debbie Downer or kill anybody's enthusiasm, but it's like I listened to a lot of things and seen a lot of things, and I'm like thinking like, some people might be missing the bigger picture, about this team and what it's all about. I mean, they act as if, like I just said, they could just turn on the switch. Eagles could turn the switch on and, be the big bad Eagles like they were last year. Well, newsflash, this team is not as good, not as talented as it was last year. That's why it hurts even more that we didn't win the Super Bowl last year like we were supposed to. And the thing is, everybody wants to point back to last year. They say, oh, well, look at the Lions game last year. It was just like this. We were holding on to a thread. This is an entirely different year. You can't look and point back and say, just because this happened, just because that happened doesn't mean it's going to happen again this year. And, like I said, I don't know that I've ever felt this way after a win. If I ever have, it must have been a real long time. But, like I said, I just got to be honest about what I feel, man. And I'm glad we got the W. The game was close, like I said it was going to be. But there's no way that New England should have been able to hold us in check like that. And Jalen Hurts, I have all the confidence in the world that he could turn things around. But I'm just surprised that he was off as he was yesterday. Not seeing Dallas Goedert wide open, missing guys. That's just not like him. And, but again, I believe that, he'll work on what it is he needs to work on. this play calling and this running back situation. And I spoke on Boston Scott earlier. Listen, I like Boston Scott. I appreciate Boston Scott. But if he's only here to do kick returns, I mean, he's moot. I mean, his presence on his roster is a moot point. You saw Quez go back and return a few kicks. And don't give me, oh, well, you need him for the Giants. You could beat the Giants. What happened to the Giants last night? You can beat the Giants without Boston Scott. And I guess this also be a good time for me to eat my words about the Giants using last season to be a springboard. Well, if it was such a springboard, it must have broke when he jumped on it, because, Jesus, that was awful last night. Man, what a horrible performance, in their own stadium in front of their own crowd. But like I said, these freaking Dallas Cowboys, we don't go nowhere without getting past them. And like I said, first game of the year, we're 1-0. We got the Minnesota Vikings coming in here. Justin Jefferson, he ate big yesterday, even though they lost. And, Kirk Cousins and crew. I don't know who their running back is, but I'm not so much, worried about the Vikings coming there and beating us. But, we got to really pick it up. And we just got to hope and pray. Because like I said in the video yesterday, we can't, the Eagles can't. Nobody can control injuries. And like I said, if we are going to accomplish the ultimate goal, which I said already is going to be much, much harder, we got to pray that nobody else gets hurt or we don't have any, more serious injuries. But like I said, man, those of you, who enjoyed the win and, you don't feel as uncomfortable as some of us do, that's fine. I want you to enjoy it. That's how you really feel. But like I said, there were things that bothered me. I know other people, feel the same way. And, we have, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. I thought the defense would take a little bit of time to gel, but there's no way I thought the offense would come out and perform like that. Now, like I said, I didn't think they were going to score 40 or 50 points on New England, but I didn't expect that abysmal, performance. The offensive line, another thing I was worried about, just got pushed all around. The New England Patriots just out-physicaled them. And the Eagles, they don't look as strong on that right side anymore now that Isaac Seumalo is gone. And that was one of my biggest concerns. So, like I said, maybe it could be a lack of reps, that they had no preseason together, things of that nature. And maybe it all works out. But we really need to get things going, because this Thursday, we definitely need – this is an NFC game. Now, the AFC games, those games we win, those are just like, money in the bank kind of thing. That's just wins in the bank that, look good down the line. These NFC games, we need as many of these NFC games as we can. And, it starts Thursday. They're coming home to the Link. And they got to take care of business. But like I said, I don't want to drag it out too long. I just wanted to say my piece. Thank you to everybody who watched the videos that I made. I know previously I've been going for a real long time, but like I said, I'm back. And I plan to push videos out like crazy. We on a long mission this year, and I'm afraid that we may have more games like that this year where we're going to be sweating it out. But, it's one game at a time. We're 1-0, and we just got to count on, Hy Roseman, Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson, Sean Desai, Michael Clay. And let me also mention the special teams, outside of giving up one long punt return and Jake Elliott missing an extra point, and the call that on the punt where supposed to have the ball. Special teams played pretty good yesterday. So, like I said, I give props. I was critical of that and wondering about going in, but I give props when the props are due. So, like I said, that's it. That's all I got for tonight. But like I said, thank you for watching this video. I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to watch, Reuben Frank and Adam, all those guys I like to listen to, gain information. And I will be back with another video soon. All right. EAGLES, Eagles for life. Peace, family.